How would...
Is it possible for a woman to link into this and emit this vibration from her aura and still function as a woman in this civilization?
It feels really good. I'm doing it right now and it's really nice. And it's hard to come back from that and to understand, like, okay, the reason a lot of people do things and complete tasks is so they can feel better and so they can strive towards a sense of peace, if that makes any sense. When you have this gift inside of you already, you don't need to accomplish tasks in order to feel that. So no, I don't think at this point in many humans' maturity, I don't think they're ready to accept this gift. I think it can start being introduced amongst some souls, some women that are very like enlightened and they have circumstances. It's a very like motherly, nurturing thing. So I think if you had a really mature mom with like a husband who goes out and provides and gets money and everything, and she doesn't have to worry about that, then you can start introducing that to her. But other than that, I don't personally see how they could.
All right. So from my point of view, she's waiting, like the ocean itself. These two queens are the ocean in a form you can interact with, in a sense. And they're so different, yet the ocean itself is they're both the ocean. These are different aspects of the ocean itself. So if, and the ocean for me wants a lover. So if she had a lover, imagine what would, if it were capable of being a human being, what would that person be like?
If Isaphil had a lover?
Because she every lover desires another to feel what she feels. They want lovers. They want this to be shared and exchanged equally.
Her lover, her ideal lover would be like somebody who's sort of an opposite to her, like a provider type. So a merman who understands her and understands her serene, peaceful qualities and understands like the deepest meaning of truth and peace, but that goes out and does something for the day, and when he comes home, he's able to connect with her and feel that sense of peace and that sense of accomplishment at the same time.
So the male counterpart would be sun by day, moon by night. He could do both. Because she's reflecting the sun, so she already has that interconnection to the sun in herself, you know, as the lunar vibe. And so a man she's dual in a way. The fact that she's so receptive and reflective. The sun is there in another form inside of her. She's one with her opposite, but it's still a feminine oneness, you know. So a man who could do that equally, he could be so receptive, he could be the sun and yet join with her in the night of the femininity, without going against her vibe.
I think that the average male is completely incomprehensible to what she could ever need. Just straightforward. I think that what she needs is something that's completely not part of what this race has right now. I think
Don't give up on Homo sapiens. It's our only hope.
I see her, and it's just like, when I look at Isaphil and I look at that eroticism and I look about something that she possesses, it's something that's like really like, okay, you know, like that's like really intense and it's really beautiful. But it's like, when I look at Isaphil and I look at her qualities, because I see so much of myself in her aura and what I'm getting, it's like how that, like, I could fall so much more in love with that. And those qualities are so much more like it really depends upon the individual at hand, because it's almost like, if I could explain like it in a context of sex, like some people want like really, really rough sex, and they want you know, they want everything, they want the passion, they want the fieriness, they want to be like penetrated and they want it hard and rough and fast, and they're just like, this is all that I want. Right? I kind of get that from Isaphil if we look at it from the sexual context. Isaphil, on the other hand, is like the dreamer that joins with your heart and becomes one with you, and her desires are your desires, and there's no separation. And her love is like it floods into your being, and it surrounds you at all moments in time, and it nurtures the very essence of what it means to be who you are.
Okay, so to love Isaphil, you have to definitely match her receptivity. And you can bring whatever else you have, but you've got to match her.
You have to have like that silence where you're just so okay with just being nothing at that moment in time that you could reflect her, or you could reflect that receptivity. You know, if you can't reflect it, if it's just like, if you come to her and if there's like this wall, or there's this ego that's like, I'm a man, or like, like I've come to like take over, or like, oh well, she's just a spirit, I have jurisdiction over her. That's definitely not the way to approach her. Definitely not. Her heart is so like malleable and fragile and beautiful. It's like the ultimate lover in the sense of a spirit. Like if I could say that, I would say Isaphil is very much that. Like she's like the sweetness and the tenderness and like the compassion that every person has ever dreamed about, when in essence of what that word means to love. So that's, once again, that's just what I'm getting from it.